I know that I'm different, self-motivated, self-disciplined, yeah. I learned from my experience. I just want someone.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode from Boys and Men. I'm your boy, Terry Mr. King. I had to restart this whole thing all over again because we had some technical difficulties. But guess what? We back at it with another episode from Boys to Men. And yes, I got somebody special here with me today. This guy has been an influence in my life, whether you know it or not. He was a part of my life when I was in college. I should have listened to this man, because if I was listening to this man, I'll probably be wealthy as hell right now. I'll be well established, well put together. Wouldn't have to worry about nothing. Especially because he let me know before Bitcoins came out, it was going to be the next big thing. And then on top of that, too, he told me about podcasts back in 2017, 18, something like that. And look at what podcasts is doing right now. This man done predicted a couple things right. It might be on his way to being the next Bill Gates or better than Bill Gates, because you know he's only going to be himself, and I. And guess what? I'm just, I'm trying to be like him one day when I grow up. Without further ado, I give to you the myth, the man, the legend, Pernell Bills. Pernell!
Man, what's up, bro? Appreciate being on
the
podcast, man.
Man, appreciate you for even coming on, bro, because I know you got a busy schedule. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. I know, like, out of everybody I know, you're the hard person to get in contact with.
Oh, man.
You hard as fuck to get in contact with. But, man, I wouldn't have no other way to have you on right now, because especially after I've actually been in this podcast game for a year, done over 100 episodes now, been staying consistent. I'm like, man, got to get homage to where I first found out about podcasting from. So first, without further ado, I'm going to let you, give you the flow, give people a chance to get to know who you are, telling your background story, where you're from, all this other stuff. I'm going to give them a hint.
Originally from Jacksonville, Florida. Everybody else say. Let's see. I went to University of West Florida. That's where I met Terrence. Living in Tampa. I'm an avid sports person. Shoot, what else? I've lived in Atlanta over the last 5 years. Cola, lived in Tampa. Dude, man. In California, Miami, life has been pretty good, bro. Some ups and downs. Overall, man, it's been great.
Man, and that's great, man. So, Pernell, this is my biggest question. I always wondered, how did you always know what was about to happen before it even happened? You like a fortune teller. You got some great insights and everything else. So I'm just like wondering, like some people can see shit before it's happened, or they can see the way like the trends are going, the times are flowing, and then they know how to make decisions based off of that. I'm wondering, like, based off of the decisions you made to set yourself up, was it luck or was it just great insight on seeing the patterns of the way the world was about to operate?
It was a little bit of both, man. I mean, I don't think it was first, but a lot of it was just gut feeling, man. When it came down to podcasting, I felt like I know a lot about sport, and I felt like I can get into the game about sport. And it just so happened I was interested in moving to Atlanta. I was interested in meeting more people. Atlanta has a lot of entrepreneurs. Maybe some people or meet some people in Atlanta. I would love to have, give the opportunity to be sifted over into that. Were interesting because, I did a therapeutic company. And I did it when I went back to Pensacola, like with everyone. Anyone, everyone won that game.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had a team and we start podcasting there. Honestly, podcasting about, me talking about sports, but me listening and meeting different individuals is and dreams, and they just wanted to have more to speak about. Now you definitely grown and it's become bigger, but I didn't like that. I just was doing it because I learned that this will be an opportunity to meet people. It's definitely helped.
Fact.
And also, I've gained more so of a record habit. I mean, when you come up with Bitcoin, it reminded me of like just playing a video just with digital coins. So seeing what I've done before and taking that insight and going, if we talking about stocks, that's just looking around. Man, I remember this, we're going to the naval base. I'm Rankins, but we're right off of Rankins. And so going down the street, man, and there was this down, but it had a solar panel on it, right on the awning door. So
Yeah.
it had solar panels on it. But no other that building, abandoned building, has solar panels. And I went and looked up some companies and just, obviously the things like that. Stock, man, I jumped into it and jumped to I think the highs of like $20 started to collapse. But me jumping into that, what's going on automation wise or just on different materials, those things to jump into. Like right now, like I took this is one company, Lithium America. Now they're in Nevada. They build lithium ion stuff fuel all the electric vehicles, electric vehicles, anything that we're getting from gas. That's what it fuels. I've been in it for a little bit, man, and it'll start to fall. That stock has so I really just take my cues from the inside as well as my gut. Your gut feeling is usually like, but for me, I feel like that's God's word telling you something. I flow with the.
Yeah. Man, because look, Pernell, and that's the funny thing about it, because I know when you follow your gut majority of the time, it won't lead you the wrong way. Because I do listen to my gut and turn around, put myself in a pickle where I'm like, man, I knew I shouldn't be here. I knew I shouldn't have did that. I knew I should have pulled out here. And I ain't talking about pull out in the other way, sexual way. I'm talking about like he was talking about investment stocks, or even with like with people in general. Like some people linger around too long, and you be like, dang, what the hell is this actually doing for me? Is it actually hindering my growth and everything, or is it actually, raising my value? And listen, your gut could be the difference between you living a life full of wealth and riches, or you just getting by on a day-to-day basis. But it also is a risk either way,
Yeah.
because sometimes you could take a risk, listen to your gut, and it could end up costing you a little bit more than the gains that will come in the back end of it.
You're right. I think when you do what your gut, but you definitely got to do research on what. Oh, for me
Yeah.
with this solar panel, but idea, but it's up to me to go do the research. If there's any validity into that.
So you just said that research. A lot of people don't want to do the research, and they just want to go out on a whim, and then they cry later on and be like, oh, see, man, I knew this wasn't going to work, this, that, and the third. They're like, oh, I shouldn't have listened to this person. But you going on basis on somebody else's research, you can't get mad at them because you didn't do your own research. And we see a lot of people fall into that category now. But have you ever went off somebody else's research and somebody else gut without doing your own research?
And all the time, man. I think that I think it's like habits or whatever. I think that all comes back to like a confidence thing. These in your mindset, in your thought process, confidence, man. You really people other people's thoughts, you take that, but regardless of the fact, man, you what's best for you. And so if you move into directions where other people who are assessing or going in their route for it, you end up second guessing with um I think at the end of the day, whatever you do, whatever you do in order to improve on the path to either experience that or you have to do and do some more research to thinking. But I don't think you should make a more research or some form of knowledge behind it.
Yeah, because I agree. I agree. Now I have this a lot of those. Oh, I'm just gonna listen to them, trust they idea, and turn around like, man, you know what? I should have did my own research, and I realized, you know what? It couldn't be nobody else's fault but mine either way because I made that decision on my end and everything. So, Pernell, question. I feel like you have the answer because you're the man with the answers and everything too. So, knowing what you know now, what would you have done different back then to get to either where you at sooner or get in a better spot? Because like a lot of people just starting off in their life and everything goes through. A lot of kids, they don't got no really idea where they trying to go for real, for real. They just trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
They winging it. They winging it. They don't really got no guidance. But as you get older, you look back, you're like, dang, I could have did this better. I could have did this. I should listen to this person, or I should listen to my gut about this. What what would you have done different back then to get a different result than what you got right now?
And I would have probably try to find myself and know myself. Um, being young and coming up in the social media age, right? You start to maybe close to you or people you've never even met before. So they are, they're doing so. You, I, let me do X because I'm trying to chase the money. In your heart of heart, you know that's not who you go. And for me in general, I would figure out who I am through and through. Love to do because in doing that, you eventually overall start to go after dreams and go set your, help you lift you up, right? You do these things, right? You wake up in the morning wanting, right? Because these are the goals, right? The thoughts that you've created for yourself. Overall, man, that would be my message, man. To figure out who you are, love to do, right? So regardless of if you know who you are through and through, that means you have yourself, right? If you know that for moving forward in life, it's going to be a breeze for you, but you're going to be okay with whatever you do, the decisions you make because you know you want to do, not because somebody else is telling you. I'm an adult, bro. You ultimately somebody else's control over older or in college, right? I feel like sometimes you get somebody else to tag along to because you don't trust who you are, trust your judge, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I would do, man. I think it would. I was like, man, I know my job is not yeah, be just going to find a new just because you think it might make you look a certain way, give you a certain type of status. I jumped out there. A month after graduation. The dream has been accomplished, or the goal has. That wasn't my goal. That was my parents. Uh, just to get out, go to college, job, be able to take care of yourself. That, while their dream and their goal was. So if I could go back, I wouldn't have jumped out there just to find that. Yeah, I like, but do I would try to take a step back and learn. I don't really want to do this. So that's for 6 months to figure out. Right, you can go to school and get a degree. You don't want to do that long term. To change course is when you're young. Lucky enough, man, I'm still 20 out the opportunities to continue to other things, other. So for me in general, like I'm out, trying to achieve my ultimate goal. Uh, I'll never stop. As long as I know where my end goal is, and I should be okay with taking that direction because I want to do, not because somebody else is telling me to do X, Y, Z. Not my gut, my time has told me I need to go. No matter how long it takes me to get there, for me, I'll be all right.
I like that. And yeah, you touched on something that was real important that most people look over. We always be doing. I feel like the beginning part of life, we doing stuff to help make everybody else happy, their goals for us versus looking at what we want to do. Because a lot of parents, they press this picture of what they perceive for us to be, instead of just accepting who their kids are and what their passions are, everything else too. Like I wish I would have took some more time to really discover what I wanted to do in life in general sooner, like you said, because that's a lot of years. I feel like I ain't gonna say I wasted because I got a lot of knowledge from them years, but it's stuff I could have been acting on stuff I wanted to do. It's look, I went from an engineering major to a business major to a communication major just to find that, hey man, this is what I've been trying to do my whole life. Like with speaking, public speaking, broadcast, the journalism, the behind the camera work, everything else too. It took me all the way
And
from
look, man,
going.
and right? I'll tell you why, right? The main thing is you can see the money, right?
Yeah.
Business, the word tells you communications, right? Or doing something, or even public speaking doesn't the normal black parent, right? Doesn't tell them you will make X, and inside what you're doing by putting a lot of times, man, you won't get the support, or that you won't get from your parents, or um, again, today, like when you grow up, bro, nobody's telling passion unless you play sports, right? You play basketball. I know
Yeah.
most kids in my neighborhood must go play football. One guy, his dream going to play football. However, taught him entrepreneurship. He's Ethiopian, and I understanding from him is that we grew up with the same. His parents taught him about money, parents about entrepreneurship, or getting out, having it, to clock in. But never clocked a day in his life other than, but he never had to clock in. He teaches, he's teaching his son and else as well, because she's never had to share, but she doesn't really clock in no more or not. She owns her own foot. Right? My brother does the same thing. Learning, it's more of what can you do for yourself. Being on a football field, being in a corner, or doing something, doing it multiple ways. If you find your passion is 100% the first look up, bro. I don't care who they are, bro. Any billionaire, that's what be in love or whatever. But billionaire that you read, right? Not me, anyone that you read, bro. They all say the same passion, bro. You must follow your passion. They are, you gotta follow your passion, bro. Follow your passion, man. You basically second guess the heart God gave you. So you gotta follow. You might have to do other things out of your passion to get money to survive. You follow your passion, man, and doing it on you follow your passion, doing it on the side. At the end of the day, that you might make more money than you doing something that you don't care to do, right? And also, you morning without somebody have to alarm has to wake you up, bro. You don't even have to do. Hey, I like doing this. Like I make sense.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me,
Man. For now, you go over here giving me goosebumps. Looking like Steve Harvey over here. Boy, you had me over here. Hey, you over here like Steve Harvey over here. Hey, but look, I ain't gonna lie, cause look, passion drives your purpose, and your
quick
purpose.
question. Quick pause.
Yes, sir.
Phone is on 1%.
Okay. Well, matter of fact, let me. Well, real quick, I'm gonna have you back on real soon for another episode. What is your one message you want to leave these people with that you feel like they need to know in order to
I got you.
find purpose and passion?
It's a slogan I got now, bro. Remind everyone, you gotta live this life too. You gotta live this life too. What else is doing? You gotta live this life too. So if you got it, make sure you enjoy it. Be happy. That's my message. You gotta live, no matter if your girl wanna do this or your mom, dad, or you gotta live this life too. So if you gotta, meet somebody else gotta do, remember you.
I like that. Damn. For now, I like that. Hey, for now, I got to come to Jacksonville to visit you sometime soon, man. We're going to have to catch a game or something or go to Orlando Magic. Whatever game, bro, I don't care what we go. Man, matter of fact, wait, they got a Bill team? No, y'all ain't got a Bill team, but fuck it. Either way, man. But look, Pernell, I can just say thank you for coming on this episode from Boys and Men. And look, I'm just proud to say I see you shining. And I'm proud of you for everything you overcame and accomplished in the past years. Even though we ain't been talking on a consistent basis, I do want to say, as a brother, I'm proud of you. We was in the trenches together, so.
Because you don't understand how much I've learned from you, man. Confidence is something I've learned from you, bro. That's something that I've come to find people confident because in me being able to watch somebody else, so much confidence coming from Aaron. So I appreciate you, bro.
Man, bro, Pernell, thank you, man. Yo, you got me over here cry, man. I gotta go in the barbershop in a minute. You can't make me cry before I go in the barbershop. But yo, Pernell, man, man, I just say thank you again for coming on. We definitely gonna get you back on whenever you're free and available. Man, I can't wait to see what you do next in your life, because I already know whatever you do, you're doing it right. So, man, look, before I close of this episode, I always say this one thing. And for now, you're going to like what I say. Watch this. Okay, look. Before y'all leave, I leave y'all with this message. Y'all remember, dream big dream, because small dreams have what? Little magic. And how big would you dream you know you couldn't fail? And remember this. Everything he told you basically fall into this whole same category. Y'all do y'all best and let God take care of the rest. Man, Pernell, man, bro, I love you, man. Like, real shit. I love you, bro. I'm just glad to see you, man. Glad to hear from you. And like I said, to the moon and back. I got your back.
I appreciate
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, hit me up next time.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. But peace, love, happiness, y'all. We is out.